Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of What Did We Break This Time? As you may have seen in my last video, I absolutely beat the crap out of my poor little Blade 350QX from about 200 feet up, dropping it with a dead battery the last 200 feet where it's sustained a fairly significant crash. Luckily, the new Grapnel props, which took a month to get out of Australia via way of Germany, uh, those survived. So we're very fortunate and very thankful for that. It is a scenario that what I wanted to do today with today's little video was just to get into the interior of the 350 a little bit. For those of you who may not be aware of it, I'll try to explain what the different units are. Some people, might find benefit to this. Some people will be turning it off right now. But to each their own. So, with that involved and that in mind, basically, I've already taken the liberty of loosening up the front cover. As you can see, broke the top of the arm, broke that nacelle. As you can also see, I had taken the time to put Degla Orange on the nacelles, both top and bottom, and the noses as well, top and bottom. And the rationale behind that is it makes the entire unit much easier to see orientation-wise from an altitude. If you're a couple hundred feet up and whatnot, it's difficult. Even if you're using the crappy, Horizon Hobby props that are red, and they haven't given away on you yet, it's a scenario that a couple hundred feet up, you can't tell what they are. So this is the best way that I know of to be able to tell which way you're pointed without testing it on the radio. So with that said, moving on into the interior of our little unit here. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice is I broke the landing gear in the crash. So these are the replacement landing gear just in from Horizon. Have already replaced the compass unit, which is right here. There's the lead wire. I'll show you where that plugs into on the main board. One of the things that I have done on my unit, and I'll hold that up so you can see it, is I do put a glue bed down just to hold that wiring in place. The stuff that runs vertically seems to stay in place pretty well. The stuff that runs horizontally, for whatever reason, I don't know if these little notches down here are bigger or whatnot, they just don't want to stay in place. So to keep that from happening, I just glue them in position. And if you ever comes a time when you need to get back to doing that, you would simply just take a small drill bit, drill a few holes to loosen it up, so you get a little screwdriver there and prop it up from the backside. The whole thing can come up as one piece, no harm, no foul. So, anyways, with that, I'm going to lay the landing gear aside. Going to start right here with this battery tray. Everybody understands what that is. This little guy holds down in 5 different spots. In case you don't know, these 2 little guys right up here are very sensitive and very important units. This little guy up front is your GPS receiver, so you definitely want to make sure that he is well taken care of and in good shape. And this guy, all covered in foil, basically is, it's not the main computer, that's in the board, but it's where all the information is processed for, how high you are, what your altitude is, the GPS sensoring. All of that stuff runs through this little unit right here. Okay, so it is known as the GPS sensor, but basically it's basically the control module. It's the smart feature of the whole shebang. So just gonna kind of flip that out of the way. I can unplug it, but I'm not gonna bother with that. Just gonna leave it right where it is, and move it all as one piece when the time comes. Going to get into the main board here real quickly. Just a couple of the common features with this. Obviously, this is the brains. This is the single most important and most expensive piece of the whole unit. We have basically, all of your plug-in connections for your ESCs, which are these little guys on the arms. We'll get there real quickly. It has, obviously, the main power connection. It has the motor outputs. This long guy right here is to the rear LED, which gives you, the information on all your flight modes and your GPS sensitivity. Basically, as you saw on my little compass setting, that there's a little plug where this plugs into on the main board. I promised to show you where that is. That is that guy right there. Okay? So you want to make sure that if you ever have to get in here, that you are very careful with what you do with that guy. All right? Also, you have to be careful with this little dude right here. This, and I don't know if you can make that out from where you're sitting, but this little red wire is about 2 inches long. This is the main receiver, okay? This is the antenna. So everything runs through this, and as you saw from my video, I was up, more than half a mile. And it is a scenario that's all that's received from that little guy right there. So you want to make sure that's in good shape and well taken care of. Moving out, we have basically our motor wires and our ESC wires. You have a 10 amp ESC on every leg, let's call it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 back here at the back. And these guys, of course, take care of all the power supplies to your motors. All right. So the trick is when you have to move these, when if you break a body or whatnot, what you have to do is you have to disassemble all of this as one piece, very carefully lay it aside, keep the orientation exactly the same as the body it came out of, okay? And then from there, it would be a scenario that when you go to put it back in, you would secure your main board, you would secure your LED, you would secure basically your ESCs, which are already taped down with servo tape, so see if you can save that. And then remount your LEDs, remount your lenses for your LEDs, and then remount your motors, okay? And then from there, the most critical aspect of all of it is when you get the new body, you put the new body on, you have to make sure that none of this little wiring is cut because it's pitched inside the actual bodywork, or worst case scenario, you get it basically up against one of these little guys where you're driving a screw down through and it cuts your wire, okay? So that is a very, very critical aspect. You have to take a lot of time. You have to be very careful. You have to double check, triple check to make sure all of that stays put, okay? So anyways, that is just a quick review of all the aspects of the interior workings of the Blade 350QX. Feel free to comment. Feel free to ask any questions. I'll help you in any way that I can. Hope you have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.